And now that the match has started, we can see that both teams have gone with their exact same setup. However, because of the nature of Warship's spawn system, it is likely that their ships will not be starting in the exact same positions. Loading into the map, we can see that in fact one of their destroyers is now spawned on the other side of the map, which may or may not change their plans. However, because of how close the points are to each other, it is unlikely they will change anything. I can still see MIA going for their standard cap 2-point strategies, leave the third one open. And we now begin this third match out of 3. The beginning stages, we now see that they are sending a destroyer in the general direction of C, it's a Benson, while the rest of the destroyers are vectoring towards A. Shiratsu does not appear to be going towards B, as it is in a much longer course than if we were to go directly. We can also see the cruisers are changing sides. It looks like MIA is trying to place their Chapayev closer to here, where it can radar both points and use this island for cover. Meanwhile, Kutuzov is merely long-range support. And we can see that Daft has had the upper hand in terms of air superiority, and has spotted half of NGA's destroyers, and in fact their entire battle fleet. From this composition, we can see that NGA is going for both A and B caps, while it looks like MIA is going for A and C instead of B. It is interesting how MIA is sending in North Carolina to C, so it is possible that they're just going to use that to bow tank, although with most of... And now it looks like they're changing course, and MIA is going to fire on A while heading towards B. They're moving their Chapayev up to radar Benson and Shiratsu. However, Bad Panda is currently using his fighters to keep Daft from spotting them. And now it looks like radar is up. However, NGA is prioritizing damage on Moto in order to take him out. This would be devastating to MIA, as that is their only way to actually see any ships that are in smoke. Meanwhile, because of the damage that Moto did to those destroyers, MIA now has the upper hand in terms of caps, and is capping C. Meanwhile, the other two caps remain uncontested, with MIA's two destroyers unable to actually push into A due to their close proximity of battleships. They have also decided to place their carrier over by there, which, because of the topography of these islands, would leave it open to any fire along this axis. If Moto backs up a bit more, he'll be able to start dealing damage to it. Otherwise, these battleships here are unable to deal damage to that Shokoku. We now see NGA has also put their Chapayev close to B, thus being able to radar that entire point and prevent MIA from pushing up through there. Meanwhile, NGA puts a North Carolina over north of B in order to face tank. It is unlikely that Bismarck or North Carolina will actually get any decent side shots. However, North Carolina has taken a significant amount of damage. Source, I wasn't looking, so I don't know. And it looks like Bad Panda is going in for a bomb drop on North Carolina, where he's pushed back by Daft's fighters. MIA has now capped the A cap and C cap. This leaves them open to push their ships through C and around the backside. North Carolina also takes 2 torpedoes and is now on critical health, as it seems like that is their main ship in terms of holding back MIA. MIA will be able to push through both this flank and the C flank. So it looks like they're pushing their battleships around to push through B. While this does expose their broadside, NGA has used islands for cover and is unable to take advantage of the situation. Kevlar Vest makes the mistake of overturning at a high speed, and beaches temporarily. This would leave them open to taking fire from the North Carolina that has now exposed itself west of A. Same time, it looks like Bad Panda is taking air superiority in this first fighter engagement. However, he is unable to follow through with a torpedo attack on Red Russian. Kevlar Vest has now readjusted and gotten off the rocks, and looks to be following this North Carolina into B. With Chapayev still there, they'll soon find and with radar going off, they find the destroyers north of B. This leaves Kutuzov over by C free to open fire on them. With MIA's forces wrapping around the B point, this will push NGA further and further west. But MIA does lose its advantage of 2 flanks and will instead only be able to engage from one direction, the east side of the map. NGA now seeing this situation is pushing their forces through through A. I misspoke for some reason. They are only down by 100 points here, so this would give them 2 caps to MIA's 1. However, they are also leaving B open unless they can get a destroyer into this channel here to torpedo MIA's battleships, which are all moving forward at a low enough speed to evade any attack. Benson lays smoke from North Carolina, who starts stopping just in time to avoid a long-range torpedo spread that has most likely been spotted by Daft's dive bombers. As no ship on this side has actually taken damage, MIA has the upper hand there. Meanwhile, NGA's battleships are all low on health. Bad Panda launches a suicide torpedo attack in order to take out Kevlar Vest. He is successful in dropping only 3 torpedoes due to Benson's defensive AA. And thus the attack is ineffective. While also allowing MIA to move 2 ships into B and cap that point within 30 seconds. Without their destroyers north of B, MIA will be able to take this uncontested. However, Kevlar Vest is also broadside to North Carolina, which could be devastating. Red Russian launches a torpedo attack through the channel. However, it looks like Blaze Gunny will enter it and will thus avoid the torpedoes altogether. MIA's C flank is now pushing west in chase of those destroyers, and it looks like this battle will be determined in the fight around these 2 main islands. NGA's North Carolina is low on health and taking HE rounds from the Benson, who is trying to light it on fire, but is unsuccessful in doing so. After Edric attempts a torpedo attack on the Shiratsu left over north of B, but is unsuccessful. However, that Shiratsu, because of the amount of aircraft in the area, will not have any effective torpedo attack on MIA's C flank. As such, NGA continues to push south in order to circle around MIA's southern front. With 2 Bensons firing on Shiratsu at that range, it is likely that Shiratsu will be taken down unless he continues to run in a straight line. While retreating, Halub fired a torpedo salvo at the cluster of battleships. However, due to the angle, it looks like it is possible that they will dodge completely. This does, however, force them to move in straight lines and open up their broadside to MIA's battleships, who narrowly avoid a launch of torpedoes from that Benson. With a 300-point difference, NGA will have to attempt to recap B if they want to actually win this fight. However, because their broadside, Arkansas Jeff takes a large salvo from North Carolina and is close to sinking, which would further increase the point gap by 100. Airstrike will soon finish off Shiratsu, leaving NGA with only its forces south of A to do any damage. Blaze Gunny lays a line of smoke for his battleships to go into, as they're both in North Carolina, is allowed on the face tank and fire at both Chapayev and Bismarck. Blaze Gunny, however, narrowly misses being torpedoed, but will still go down anyway. With only one destroyer left, who is low on health, NGA will not be able to make any move into B, especially with both forces in close proximity to each other. If NGA wants to come back, they'll have to first take out the Chapayev, who can radar them through smoke, which it looks like he is doing, before they take out the Bismarck. And Chapayev's radar goes down. This leaves MIA unable to fight back, and Kevlar Vest takes a large broadside hit from the North Carolina. He's finished off by the other North Carolina. Without Bismarck's secondaries for support, it'll be down to Chapayev to actually set those battleships on fire, and Benson is now spotted. MIA has taken much heavier losses in this third match, and NJ has brought the point gap down to 350. However, their Magi is heavily exposed to Dymags, who is still covered by smoke. Strange that they sent their Magi by itself, unless the other North Carolinas are low on health. But it's possible for Magi to take a torpedo salvo there and go, and the other ships are spotted moving in the northern direction. A Magi was simply a bait. North Carolina now face tanks, pushing up against Dymags 98. Magi will take torpedoes and die, however, he also deals damage to Brujo, 62 in the meantime. Chapayev almost goes down. Low on health, and Magi needs to get one more shot off in order to finish him, however, looks like he'll die before that happens. Obi-Wan Kenobi looks to be going for a ram on Dymags 98. Hutch 07 will have to finish off the Chapayev. However, he's taken out by Dymags. Dymags continues to reverse. MIA's torpedoes come in on North Carolina, but they also lose their Chapayev in the process. North Carolina looks to be going for a ram on the other North Carolina. I don't know what's going on anymore. And Obi-Wan Kenobi looks to be going for a broadside attack instead, while torpedoes come in on Dymags 98. He launches a salvo too early though, and it all bounces off Dymags' side. Meanwhile, MIA's C flank is now an A and caps, finishing off the North Carolina and ending the match in favor of MIA. I'm not sure what just happened. It happened so fast, but decisive. Well, tactical MIA victory. I wouldn't call it decisive, as they did lose several ships this time, as NGA made more use of their radar and smoke. And that is it for tonight's scrimmage. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next time.